What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, powered today by BETUS, and we are going to be breaking down the pick your poison offense, the quote from Lamar Jackson, and taking a look at all the different weapons Lamar Jackson used in this game, how Todd Monken flowed play calling through this game to take advantage of what the Commanders defense was giving him. Just beautiful execution by so many fronts. The O-line blocked, receivers got open, tight ends made plays, role players like Nelson Aguilar and Pat Ricard making huge plays, Derrick Henry running like a madman, and obviously Lamar Jackson, the key cog of it all, making key plays. If you're looking forward to this breakdown, if you're fired up about Victory Monday, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think about the weapons of Lamar Jackson. Before we get into this, thank you to BETUS for sponsoring this video. Monday Night Football lines up, ready to go. I don't know about you guys, I'm absolutely smashing the Bills line in this game. Easy point spread there. You can use promo code YouTube150 for 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit with 125% on your next two. Go over to BETUS, use that promo code, get started, win some big money. Now, this is a quote that came from our guy Baltimore Luke reporting, Luke Jones. It's a pick your poison offense, and this kind of has a double meaning to it, in my opinion, because on this 4-game win streak against Dallas and Buffalo, it was the rush game that really drove things home. 174 yards, 271 yards back-to-back weeks, and pass game getting it done when it needed to, but it was really that run game. They were attacking the weak run D of Dallas and Buffalo. Then they come out against Cincy, and they find themselves in a come-from-behind scenario, and they have to go through the air. They put up 345 yards passing. They still had 175 rushing. I mean, this run game's so good that they're just going to continue to stack those games. And then against the Commanders yesterday, it really was a take what they give you. They come out, they want to run the ball, they take that away. They come out in the second quarter and absolutely dominate. And you can kind of see it here if you look at the breakdown across the stats. Now, I didn't put Lamar Jackson's rushing in this, and I should have, because we'll see he splashes a big run in the third quarter to go with Derrick Henry's rushing success there. But Q1, it was all about Zay. Q2, they're taking away the run game. They had that box stacked up. You can see from Derrick Henry's Q1 rushing numbers there. So they use the outside wide receivers. Lamar is efficient as hell, throws for 143 yards in the quarter. Then they come out in the third quarter, and they're able to take advantage of the defense focusing on Zay and Bateman. They use their tight ends. Likely isn't on here, but he made a big 18-yard play in this game. They run the ball, and then Q4, they close it down. And I'll get into it a little bit more when I get into Q4, but the fact that they were in closing territory in Q4, but Lamar still goes 3 for 3 for 44 yards, 2 of those going to Bateman. That to me was really the key, because they didn't go into the conservative run the ball every play approach. That's kind of what happened against the Raiders. They instead focused on the run game, made big run plays when they needed to, but on second and 9, I think it was, when they hit Bateman with the first big play, they trust Lamar to go out and execute, and he does. They trust the receivers to get open, they do. And that to me was the difference, and that's the difference between a game like the Raiders where you're trying to close and you can't, and a game like this where they do close. And so starting here in the first quarter, again, this was really the Zay Flowers show. You're going to see throughout this game they stacked the box, but the Commanders really did that in the first quarter. They want to stack the box, try and take Derrick Henry out of this game as much as they could, and you're going to see just numbers here as they're trying to run the pin and pull. They're going to try and get pins here from Tylan Wallace. You're going to get Mark Andrews trying to veer into the second level, and they're trying to pull. On a lot of these pin and pulls, Ronnie becomes the main puller, but just based on the numbers stacking up here, McCarry and Stanley can't even really get outside before someone's right there. So again, just stacking the box, creating numbers for the Commanders defense. They do it again here. They try and run that counter play where they got 2 pullers, and they just have gaps covered. And so the Ravens kind of notice this, they adjust, and they focus on getting the ball outside to Zay Flowers. This is going to be that screen play that goes for 44 yards. And 2 things really happen on this play that is really why I think the screens are running so much better. The Ravens are finally focusing on creating those leverage points and having consistent leverage points. And when I say that, it means where their blocks are going to be made. So on a lot of these former screen plays, you get one block blocker blocking outside leverage, the other blocking inside leverage, forcing the defenders into where the runner was going. And on this play, you're going to see Rashad Bateman take that angle, take that inside shoulder, push him outwards. Ronnie's going to come out and do the exact same thing, and it creates this lane here for Zay Flowers. So right here is what I mean. Bateman pushing out this way, Ronnie pushing out this way. Zay's just going to hit that. And unfortunately, Daniel Falele just can't get on his horse. Credit the big man, 375 pounds, out there just chugging along, but Zay just outruns him. And I mean, Zay's going to outrun just about every offensive lineman. I'll take a look at the other angle just to kind of show you what I mean. I'll pause it when I get out there. So they're going to motion Zay across. They notice it's in zone. This is working out well. Edge blitz comes. That was really the key. The DB blitzes, creates that numbers game out there. And so you see Rashad Bateman right there. He's blocking inside leverage, blocking inside out. Ronnie's going to come out and kick out, and Zay's going to just cut behind Ronnie. And that's really where this is kind of going so well. Likely gets across there. Falele's trying to catch someone. Zay just outruns him, goes for 44 yards. Now they're going to run just kind of the little quick tip pass here. Again, pushing the ball to the edge, basically a run play. It does count as a pass play, though. Zay goes for 12. But pushing that ball to the edge, you can see again here, they're mugging. They got two techs in there. They're just kind of, 3 down linemen. They're in a bit of a bear front. They don't want the Ravens to be able to run, so they're going to push the ball to the edge. Lamar's going to hit an out route. Easy pitch and catch to Zay Flowers. And really, the only thing that kept them off points was mental mistakes. So obviously the Mark Andrews tipped interception happens, and Tyler Linderbaum rolls the ball on the ground on 3rd down. Those were kind of 2 big reasons that they only got an interception and a field goal as they drove the field. And so this play I wanted to focus on just because there was a lot of chatter on Twitter about it. But you can see right here, Mark Andrews ends up with the inside linebacker. Not sure if that's Bobby Wagner. But he's going to just run a bit of an out here. And Lamar's going to, put it outside away from this defender. It is outside, but I mean, it's hitting him in the hands. Mark makes these catches. You just got to make that. And basically the other defenders here, because Aguilar runs a quick out or a quick hook, sorry. So it creates that opportunity. But that's really what Lamar is doing here. He's throwing it away from that inside defender, putting it where only his guy can get it, and it hits him in the hands. You got to make that catch. Simple as that. So that's really what happens in Q1. They don't get a lot of points out of it. They only get 3, but they also had that rolled snap on the field goal drive and the interception there when they were moving the ball with ease. So everything's looking good, and they're selling out to stop the run. So the Ravens come out in Q2 and say, all right, we're going to push the ball outside and use our wide receivers. Simple as that. And Bateman with one of the best routes I saw, and there was someone on Twitter that made this point that it isn't just Rashad Bateman's production, it's how on schedule he's playing with Lamar, and this is a perfect example of it. So Bateman's going to run the comeback here. He's going to press that inside or outside shoulder of the DB, and basically the whole goal here is to turn that DB and get him running back thinking you're running a 9. And so once he turns and starts to run, you can snap that comeback, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. He's going to turn. You see right there, DB's starting to run back. He's got his hips fully in a sprint, and Bateman's going to break down and snap it back. And as he does, I'm going to play it through a couple times. So focus on when Bateman turns and when Lamar throws, because this is really where that on schedule is. So Bateman's going to snap here, ball's already out, coming in and taking advantage of that separation. And that's really the key here. It's taking advantage of the separation and getting the ball into a window where your guy is still open and the DB's not catching up after you broke a route on him. And that's really what the Ravens are doing so well in this game. Not even the Ravens, what Lamar's doing so well in this game. And now Bateman's going to just get open here in the middle of the field. And again, good chemistry here between them, because they're just going to be in a zone defense, and Bateman's going to run an in-breaking route here, and he's going to notice I'm sitting in this massive zone. You got the Bermuda Triangle of defenses here, and he's just going to sit in this zone. Lamar recognizes this, and instead of leading him this way as if he's going to throw the crossing route, he's just going to throw it into that empty zone. This is just easy football at this point. Like, They're gonna leave him wide open there. They both read it. They both see the same thing, and they make the easy play. And again, picking your poison. You want to take the outside receivers away. You want to take the run game away. I mean, look how stacked this box is. The Ravens are lined up and heavy. They do have 12 personnel, or I guess it's 21, but I mean, I hate when they should just refer to Ricard as a tight end. They're going to run the play action. They're going to max protect here. That's actually Nelly. So they're only going to really run a 2 route here. They're going to get Derrick Henry coming out late. But, this is just a true play action. They're going to ask their wide receivers to make a play. And Zay's just going to get open. And what Zay does so well on these plays, in my opinion, and this chemistry is really coming along. So he's going to be running this crossing route. And as he does, as the ball comes to this point, he's going to step out this way rather than just continuing on. He's going to step out, catch the ball back here. And what that does is it creates that space. So as he goes to catch it, he's taking that step backwards, and that's what creates the loop space. And then he's able to add, an additional 10 yards and yak. So just that chemistry coming from Lamar throwing that underneath the crossing route enough for Zay to step out. And this won't show up on the stat sheet, but this really this drive that ends in a Derrick Henry 3-yard touchdown really should have ended in a passing touchdown. You're going to get Zay here running that, just running a slant, one-on-one coverage, no safety over top. They're basically doing what the Bengals did and showing that cover 0 look. And it is cover 0 pretty much. They got 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody else is stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and you're going to get PI here from whoever, I think it's St. Juice, whoever's guarding Zay right there, and boom. So that was an easy touchdown. That sets up Derrick Henry at the 3-yard line. He just runs that in like he always does when he's on the goal line. But, we talk about the stats all the time. Lamar throws 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Easily should have been 2 touchdowns, as you can see from that play. Interception tipped up. It's funny to me when you go back through the film how much the stats can tell a different story than the film. We keep rolling here. Now, here's what's just beautiful to me. So, the defensive attention. So, they're going to do basically 3 things here that opens Nelson. So, they're going to run out of a heavy look. They're going to run that PA. So the play action here pulls up, creates this stacked box where they're selling out to stop the run. They have 2 defenders down here. They're going to chip off. They got 2 defenders focused on Zay Flowers. They got 1 on the far side focused on Rashad Bateman. Nobody's focused on Nelson Aguilar. Pick your poison offense. Nelson Aguilar wide open, 25 yards. But watch Zay at the bottom of your screen at the start of this play, because the defense just draws so much focus to him. And this is what I mean. You can only focus on so much. You want to take the run game away. You want to take Zay away. By doing those 2 things, it's going to create these role players, make them wide open. And, Nelly takes that for 25 yards. Easy football when you're able to do things like that. Keep rolling along here. Zay just runs us under, just a quick little in-breaking route, and it gets us into the play here. Is this a touchdown? Yeah, it is. Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. How many times have we seen these 2 make a play in the end zone? And so again, Lamar throwing this where only his guy's going to get it. You got the safety breaking in here. Mark Andrews gets over top of the second level of defenders, and so he's going to throw it rather than leading him. Mark's kind of running up here and then breaking in a little bit. He's going to throw it to that back shoulder. Not a true back shoulder, but enough where you see Mark have to turn right there, square up, get up for the ball, and catch it. It's pretty much a back shoulder. Back shoulder in the middle of the field, away from the safety. Again, Lamar Jackson's ball placement in this game, just a thing of beauty. And I'll show you the other angle just so we can see it from the end zone angle. Kind of see it late because the camera doesn't pan down. So you see Mark goes out of frame here. Ball comes in, and right there. So it's thrown where only Mark's going to get it, away from that safety, right into his hands, and he comes down with this one. Mark gets his first touchdown of the year. So through 2 quarters, absolute thing of beauty here. Lamar Jackson uses his outside wide receivers, marches down the field, finishes it with Mark Andrews. Basically, the pass game absolutely dominates them. Now they come out and they say, all right, we're going to run it. And so, they're going to be able to use the run game, use their pass game when they need to. They're going to start here with just a play up the middle. And they it's pretty interesting because what you're going to notice, they do this 2 tight end stack quite a bit in this game, and I think they were trying to force the Commanders to adjust to them, and they don't on this play, but we'll see later when they start to, and how that impacts. Again, just Todd Monken out here playing some chess. Charlie Kolar makes a big block on this play. You see he's going to end up on number 4, splash over to 54, and then be able to drive and create that space for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry starts us off, goes for 7 yards, and then right here, we end up on 3rd and 2, and this play is just a great example of what the rush game identity is now. It used to be so focused on Lamar Jackson, so focused on the option, and now he's going to just run QB power on 3rd and 2. We've barely seen that this year, but because there's focus everywhere else on the football field, it just creates this easy opportunity. Not even a lot of blocks needed on this play. The box is empty, they're spread out wide, and they just perfectly call that. Mark Andrews makes a beautiful block here to create that. You're going to get the kick out there from Filele, I think it is, and then Justice Hill makes his block. Simple as that. Justice Hill just doing all the little things right, all the key blocking things, and then when he gets those opportunities, he does make play with the ball in his hands. So things are going well there. They go into play action, and then another guy who, Isaiah Likely, I don't want to call him a role player because he's been a key player in this offense, but for the purposes of this game, based on targets, he basically was one, and that's kind of going to be a changing factor. Him, Kolar, Andrews, there's going to be a different focus every week. Whoever's getting the key opportunities, but he's going to he ends up with a linebacker here against him. Watch his route here. He's going to step out this way and just cross up this DB, get him leaning, and then snap it back. And again, focus is everywhere else. See right there, everyone focusing on the run game, taking that away. Isaiah Likely wide open, goes for 18 yards. But again, let's focus on this route. So again, right here, watch him step inside. Boom. Just look at that. That's like, 7 yards of separation? So just, when you have talent like this, when you have weapons like this, you're able to create those opportunities. Now, here's what I'm talking about. They're back in that double tight look, and the linebackers have now shifted. They got the safety up there in Jeremy Chin. They're stacking up against those double tight ends, and the Ravens are going to go off kilter and go toss left. And that weak side toss is just a thing of beauty because it's clearing their defenders out, and then you get one of the most athletic tackles in the game. Ronnie Stanley's going to get up here, get for his shoulder. They're going to get a kick out here from Nelson Aguilar on the D end, doing just enough to clear that, and then that creates Ricard's lane to be able to kick out there. Derrick Henry able to get space on the edge. Back into play action. Going to hit Mark again. Again, they're just focusing elsewhere. See right here, they're basically in cover one man, trying to take away those deep opportunities. You can see they're playing high leverage against Zay and Bateman, but now that they're focusing on those receivers, Mark Andrews is going to be able to just make a play here in the middle of the field. He's not the focus anymore. It's kind of been interesting. It's a bit of a shift. Mark Andrews has been the focus of this pass game for so long. Now he's not. And so this play really emphasizes, again, pick your poison. Todd Monken using these two threats. Bateman and Zay's been killing them all game. They're going to basically run clear out routes. Mark Andrews is just going to run an outbreak, and Mark Andrews is going to be wide open. And you can see everybody pulls. Mark Andrews literally wide open. And so two things work here so well. You're going to get those clear out routes from Bateman and Zay, and then you get Derrick Henry leaking out here because Derrick Henry's leak pulls this defender up who is a bit back, creates even more space. You see right there, just nobody near Mark Andrews. Closest defender's 5 yards away. And so just easy opportunities. I think pick your poison is just so perfect. Now, what I want you guys to focus on this play, this is going to be the 7-yard touchdown, is our boy, the man who's been criticized nonstop. Watch Daniel Filele's block on the 2-eye tech here. Look at him clear that out. So this is going to be a split zone play. So they're going split zone left. So everybody's taking that zone step except Pat Ricard's going to come across as the split blocker. Split zone left. Snap comes. They're clearing out left. Rosengarten's going to climb to the second level. Unblocked defender on the backside. Cleared out. And Derrick Henry, we've been talking about it all year. Derrick Henry is going to see stacked up on the left side. He's going to hit that cutback right there. Go right off Pat Ricard's split block and Daniel Filele. actually moving somebody in the run game. Thing of beauty. Credit Daniel Falele. Big 77 making a play there. We get into Q4, and really the difference in Q4 for me wasn't just Derrick Henry closing this game down in the run game. Lamar Jackson obviously making a key run on 3rd and 1 when he got hit out of bounds by Jeremy Chin. But when the Ravens needed to pass, 3 for 3 for 44 yards. Again, this is the difference in the Raiders game. They they focus on the run game but don't get too predictable where they're conservative, just running the clock out. Only up, I think they started up 10 and then they're only up 7 to close this game out. And so, they're going to just go back to this toss game again. They're going to try and run it. They want to run this clock down as much as possible. So they're going to start with 2 key runs. Again, we see this whole focus here on that double tight end set. It's going to make it play a key role here in a minute. They're going to run right at it on this one, but Derrick Henry's going to hit that cutback. And then here we end up on 2nd and 9. And this is what I mean. In that Raiders game, I feel like this is an opportunity where they just keep running it. There's still like 7-8 minutes left, but they just kind of force that run game. And here they're going to trust Lamar Jackson to deliver, and he does to Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman's going to basically just run a deep dig. This Commanders secondary is so bad. Like, I don't know what's going on here with this defender. He's kind of like cutting into Zay. I don't really get it. I don't even know what coverage they're in because of where he's going. Made no sense to me. He turns around last minute like, oh shit, I forgot Rashad Bateman exists. And again, Lamar just going to take advantage of what he's given. Pick your poison. You want to focus on Zay? Sure. Then we're going to get another Rashad Bateman completion here. And one of the first pick plays that I've seen the Ravens run in a long time. So you're going to get Isaiah Likely running an outbreak, Rashad Bateman running an in-break, but focus on Rashad Bateman's release because this thing is a thing of beauty. So there, Likely's going to pick, and the pick obviously makes a big difference, but Rashad Bateman's release here is just absolutely insane. So he's going to start outside just as a speed release. He's going to come back inside, and then he's going to take that left hard step, cut out, and leave this defender facing quite literally the opposite way. Rashad Bateman picks that up. And by creating so much separation, is able to get more room, stays in bounds, running that clock down. Watch it through one more time. Just crossing him up. Looks like Allen Iverson out there. Boom, bam. Boom, bam. Easy, easy football for the Baltimore Ravens in this one. Now, here's the key. This is that, I think it's 33 yards at the end of the game here. But again, we're stacked up against that double tight end set that they've been adjusting to all game. Pick your poison. You want to stack up there. No problem. We'll go back to the left. And this is one of the first times on these toss plays Pat Ricard isn't fast enough for Derrick Henry. He's just going to take off after him. And really, I mean, what creates this, obviously, Henry's going to make a great play here, but they stack up so heavily on the right side that the Ravens are able to get out in space and make a play to the left here because they focus so much on the right side. Again, the Ravens are going to show them one thing, take advantage of that, and then go back to the left. And then here we're just going to grind on the offensive line. We go for 5, outside zone left, and it sets up 3rd and 1. And this is really, I'll pause it here for a second. So they're going to fake, run the naked boot here. We've been talking about this for so long, just these naked boot opportunities. This was something that Ryan Tannehill did a lot with Derrick Henry. Now you got Lamar Jackson, who's a lot better than Ryan Tannehill. But you can see right here, they're stacked up against Derrick Henry. They're going to focus there, obviously, on 3rd and 1. Lamar Jackson's just going to sneak out and take this for a first down, and Jeremy Chin's going to be a little grease monkey and hit him out of bounds. And so just a hell of a play there from Lamar Jackson, from Derrick Henry, just everybody executing, wide receivers getting open, tight ends making plays. Just absolute beautiful play here from the Baltimore Ravens. And, I couldn't really ask for more. I really couldn't. So that's really all I have for you guys. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And thank you to BETUS for sponsoring this video.